Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Anna's Travel Talk, and I'm your host, Anna Hoy. And I am not only a travel enthusiast, but I am the owner and vacation specialist with Vacations by Anna. And today we're going to discover Crystal Cruises. And if you're not familiar with Crystal Cruises, their motto is where luxury is personal. And today my guest is Mario Herrera. He is the Strategic Business Development Manager with Crystal Cruises, and he has been in luxury and travel and cruising for more than 10 years. He has been in various roles, and currently he is in charge of LA, parts of Orange County, and Arizona for Crystal Cruises. He is passionate about customer service, fine dining, all-inclusive luxury experiences, and I'm very excited to have Mario Herrera with us today. Welcome, Mario.
Hi, Anna. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. This is an exciting experience. So hopefully
Oh,
we'll
thank you
share
so
some good.
much. I'm
Yeah,
excited to have you and help our audience to discover more about Crystal Cruises. Now, I believe that in 2020, it's the 30th anniversary, and Crystal Cruises is award winning. So you have several awards for service, um, and you're one of the major brands when it comes to thinking about traveling in a luxury cruise line. Is that correct?
yeah. We're very proud of our brand, very proud of our small company, truly. But we are a very um, proud luxury cruise experience. We've been in the business for 30 years, as you said. And I do have the nice banner here on my slides. Yeah, so we've been delivering high-end luxury experiences based on the most personable hospitality on board, amazing dining, and also visiting all those beautiful destinations, and also providing great entertainment on board, by the way.
Yeah.
And we're proud of what we've done. We win awards on best luxury experiences year after year, and we're very proud of that. And lately, we've expanded our brand into different experiences as well. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah, so I'm excited to get started and learn a little bit more. So let's start a little bit about what makes Crystal unique.
Yeah, absolutely. So, first and foremost, I want to just kind of share the pillars of what makes Crystal so different and unique. I think the number one is our servers, our people. We call them our family on board the ship. Every crew member is handpicked based on personality, and then we train them for the skills, right? We want to make sure that they have that authentic hospitality essence in them, and they take care of every little detail for our guests. They know our guest's name by the first night. They know how to make the best. Our bartenders make the best martinis for our guests, and
I've heard
everything
that.
is custom made, right? Yeah, absolutely. So we have that tight connection with our guests, and that's really what makes Crystal so unique and different. And then we have other brands that I think add to the experience of the luxury cruise experience on Crystal, which is space. That is something that I think will continue to be a an important aspect of cruising again post COVID-19. So we already were implementing this for the past, 30 years, the space to just find room to have some personal time to yourself, find a nice little corner on the ship to read a book, or to find a nice little venue with a piano bar in the evenings to just enjoy a nice cocktail after dinner. So we have that available on the ships. Then the third pillar is the quality, and I think it's very important for Crystal to always deliver the highest quality in everything that we do. That goes from obviously the service again, but the finest cuisine on board. Which, be prepared to come on board Crystal, because you're with a few. Buy some pants that are a few sizes bigger than yours, because you'll gain a few pounds when you come on board with all the fine cuisine you have.
So just
To
plan
also the
ahead. Yes, I know that you
exactly,
guys are really well known for your cuisine, and I know we're
exactly,
gonna touch on it
yes,
a little
yes,
bit
yes.
more, but
All I
yes,
have to say, and I'll show a picture, but all I have to say is Chef Nobu on board, right? So that's the quality we have.
just tease the
Uh,
audience a little bit with that, right?
yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. We have a very uh, group of fans that come on board just for that experience. Choices. Our motto, like you said, Anna, was is where luxury is personal, and we truly believe in choices for our guests. We have choices in terms of the programs on board. We have different talks and different theme cruises. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Also, choices in terms of dining. We can prepare and deliver any dining experience for our guests or that meet our guests' needs. And also the destination, which brings me to the last point. Destination is going to those beautiful places around the world with the best onshore experiences and programs that we have, and also have an in-depth exploration on board because we bring experts in those destinations to have workshops on board the ship to just kind of enhance the experience. So all of these five pillars kind of bring it together for us in delivering the most amazing luxury experience on board. The last thing I will say is that we are also an all-inclusive brand, which brings me to the point of value. Yes, we're a luxury experience, and with luxury experience, what you'll see is amazing value behind it because it is well worth it just by going and having those specialty dining experiences, just by having that level of service. But at the same time, you'd never have to be signing off a bill or buying a beverage package, if you will, because everything is included. Beverages, entertainment on board, specialty Michelin-inspired cuisine is also included. Prepaid gratuities for our crew, and even the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi should be a human right nowadays. So
I agree.
we
Yes.
have that available, all included as part of your cruise package. And I will say, and I'm sorry, I'll go back, but all of these apply to the different areas that we're delivering experiences in,
So
which is
all including ocean, river,
ocean.
yacht, and expedition.
Exactly. We want to be consistent. So when we drew our brand to different experiences 5 years ago, that includes river, yacht, and expedition starting next year. And we also have two planes, luxury air. We have that available for charters.
Oh,
We deliver in all of those experiences. We deliver those five pillars, high standard luxury experience.
wonderful.
Yeah. So I think you wanted to touch base when we discussed, what's the look of moving forward and cruising again.
Yeah, I think some folks are a little bit concerned about cruising, and um, I know that many of the cruise lines, especially Crystal, has put together some protocols in place to help the future cruisers realize how safe it is to travel now and moving forward. So I love this slide right here. It talks about your protocols.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, and I'm sorry I jumped in front of you, but yeah, I think it's important to have this conversation now, and thank you for the opportunity again. Um, we live in an uncertain world right now because of everything that's been created with the pandemic. So we have to address what we will be doing moving forward, right? We cannot wait to get back to sailing again and delivering amazing experiences on board. But with that, we have to be safe. We have to keep everyone safe on board. And we already have very stringent uh, protocols and guidelines to follow on board, which we have done a great job with during the time. But we are following now the CDC's guidelines. We're following the CLIA guidelines, and also we're working very closely with all the governments around the world and those destinations that we're traveling to that will be essential to provide us the safest way to deliver the cruise experience on board. So we just recently launched what we call the Clean Plus because we already had a clean policy. Now it's a Clean Plus policy for our ships. And that will include, pre-boarding experiences where you have a questionnaire to fill out to let us know, you know, that you're safe, that you have not experienced any symptoms or have been exposed. And then on board, I think some of the important, I won't touch on every point, but some of the important ones that I think we need to address are the fact that on our ships, we always have fresh air ventilation systems. So that will always be provided in every stateroom on board our ships.
That's
We also,
exceptional. I like that a lot.
yeah, absolutely. And one thing I will say is we've learned from our side that this is such a fluid world, and you know, documents like these and guidelines continue to change and evolve, and will evolve with them, again, depending on the guidelines that are provided to our operations team.
Yes.
But another point that I also think it's important is currently we are looking at capacity control. We thought that uh, operating at an 80% capacity will give us a good number of guests to staff ratio, which already it's some of our points that we'll make later on, so that we have less than 800 guests on board, even on our biggest ship in ocean. So we'll have that policy moving forward. And again, that may change depending on the new guidelines that we are provided to us. We also
Yes.
have the medical center, the medical staff, and we are building isolation cabins, areas on board to make sure that in the case any guest is showing symptoms, we can isolate them from the rest of our guests. And these are just a couple of things. We do have this available on our website, and we sent it out to the public uh, a couple of weeks ago. So you can access each one of them. You can go into each one of these areas or guidelines and get more detail about each one of those that we'll be implementing on board.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that slide.
Of course.
So now let's talk about the different types of cruises that are available.
Yeah, this is what I'm getting excited about.
Me
So thinking
too.
about the future, dreaming, planning for the future, right?
Yes, exactly.
So what I love about the Crystal brand again is that we have different options for our guests. Our bread and butter has been ocean, of course, with only 2 ships. Again, we were fairly a small company, but delivering the most luxury experiences. So on ocean, we have the Crystal Symphony and the Crystal Serenity. Our guest capacity is truly those numbers that you see there, 848 for the Symphony and 980 for the Serenity, with our 80% cap at the moment. Obviously, that brings it down to 800 guests on the Serenity at the most. Our staff to guest ratio has always been at one of the highest or lowest, if you will, in the industry. Low is good. So we have
Right.
more staff for every guest on board, and that really allows us to pay attention to detail, to have that tight connection to our guests, but also make sure that they are trained in the safety and health measures and policies that we have in place on board. So that's for ocean. For river, we have 4 ships: Crystal Bach, Crystal Debussy, Crystal Mahler, and the Crystal Ravel. We've been in this area of travel, cruising, for 5 years, and we've been awarded as the best luxury river cruise line in 2019 by Travel and Leisure magazine. So we're very excited about that. Our guest capacity is only 106 guests, which is again incredible, very small guest count,
It
which
is.
is around 40% less than the river cruise industry. So that's
Yes, it
something
is.
that we're really
Definitely.
proud of. Yeah.
Again,
And
that,
the staff,
that tells to what you were talking about earlier about the personal service and the guest to staff ratio.
absolutely. If you think ocean, Crystal Ocean gives you incredible service, can you imagine what we can do for only 106 guests? The level of dining, the level of service, attention to detail is really just heightened in that experience. Um, I know that you're excited about this, Anna, but Yacht, right? Crystal Spring, we
Yes.
do have that option. Uh,
Make me feel like a celebrity.
absolutely, please come on board. Um, on a small little yacht, 62 guests on board. It's a true one-to-one staff to guest ratio, and we'll go over the destinations that she sails to. And then the last experience is not open yet, but is due to launch in 2021. Is our expedition experience, which I know you're excited about as well. Anna.
Yes.
And if you don't mind, we could jump into each one of those so that we can
Yes,
see the,
let's do it.
okay. So we'll talk about the destinations, right? These are the two ocean um, ships. For the Crystal Symphony, we have a nice schedule for 2021. The first quarter, she will be in Asia, the Indian Ocean, South Africa, and then coming to the Mediterranean at the end of the first quarter, into the spring, into the summer. So that's truly where we have many sailings in the Mediterranean, just around Europe, and just, you know, 7 night, usually 7 night cruises, which you can combine, and just a wonderful way to see that destination. And then the last quarter, starting in October, she's moving down to the Middle East, the Indian Ocean, and Asia. And then the last December, really, Australia and New Zealand. So that's the program for 2021 for the Crystal Symphony.
Wow, that's pretty vast. I like it.
Yeah, yeah, she goes everywhere.
Yeah.
The Serenity as well. That's our second ship. She's a little bit bigger, and she does our full world cruise starting in January through March. I know probably many of your viewers might want to jump on it, but we are pretty sold out for the full world cruise. So maybe we'll need to think about 2022. But April through June, she does the full cruise. So the cruise for 2021 starts in Miami, ends in Athens.
Oh.
Yeah. And she goes, you know, Asia down to the Australia, New Zealand, Africa, Middle East, into Europe. So that's a full cruise. Just essentially the first, she ends in April. Then once we end in Europe, we do a few Northern Europe sailings, some of the Mediterranean, and she comes over to the transatlantic in July, in the summer, to do September. She does New England and Canada sailings, and then October, December, she does still a few New England and Canada, and the East Coast, and then the Caribbean sailings for 2021 to end the year. Okay.
Perfect.
Any questions about these exciting destinations, Anna?
No, I love the destinations, and I love the fact that it is a small luxury experience where you really can feel like a VIP, and your itineraries are really vast. So pretty much anywhere you're wanting to go, you cover it on one of these two ships, right?
Exactly. And then you have a beautiful floating hotel on the ship with all the service in the world you need. I did want to show a few images just because I think I love the decor on our ships. It's very elegant, yet it's not too stuffy. It feels very welcoming. My favorite place before dinner is this beautiful silk kitchen and bar. We have this little lounge area with the bar, and you can catch, it's on the little deck, so you can catch the sunset if you can out the windows on that side. It will be on your left from the picture that you're looking at.
Got it.
My favorite place to dine is, of course, Chef Nobu Umi Uma. So I could not pass the opportunity to show you a picture of that. That's the picture on the left. And that's the level of experience you have. It's included as part of your cruise. There's a nominal fee for a second visit just because we have limited space. So we do require reservations. But it's a very minimal nominal fee of $40 per person. But let me tell you, well worth it if you're going to have that experience of sushi. If you enjoy sushi, you must go visit and have a 30-roll meal
Wow.
in the sushi bar. You
My
gotta take
husband and
advantage
I
of it.
definitely love sushi, so that would definitely be a place we would be visiting.
Right, exactly. So is it okay if I go into river cruising?
Yes, let's go to river and then keep going with yacht and expedition. Okay. We're excited about all of it.
So river cruising, I'm very passionate about river cruising because I have some experience in this area. And it's truly the authentic rivers of Europe, right? The beauty of it is you have a small, beautiful hotel just floating on the rivers, the Danube, the Rhine, and you're steps away from the destination, like Vienna, like Budapest, like Amsterdam, and then also the small little villages that you see along the rivers. So for Crystal, we have 4 ships, like I mentioned. We sail on the Rhine and the Moselle rivers. But then we also sail through the Main River Canal and the Danube, right? So when you think about river cruising, you really, the authentic river cruise experience, in my opinion, is the Rhine River with the castles and the rolling hills, and then the Danube with the beautiful big cities combined with beautiful scenery along the river and the small little villages that you get to see. And that's truly the draw of river cruising. So for Crystal, when we came to river cruising, we really elevated that experience because we needed to provide that consistent crystal level experience from ocean to the river. And what we've done is we have fantastic brand new build ships with all suites on board, larger than any cruise line, river cruise line, with your beautiful French balcony, if you will, with the, you know, the touch of the button, that top window comes, the top half of the window goes up, retracts, and you get the fresh air right from the comfort of your suite. Every suite does come with a butler service because we are Crystal and we want to pamper everyone, of course.
Woohoo!
So butler service on every category, the most amazing cuisine, and you know, we have so much flexibility with river cruising because we can, our chef can really buy the ingredients right from the local markets because we're so close to the destination, right? And we have relationships with those suppliers, and just the most amazing experiences. It is all included, all the beverages, fine wines, cocktails, specialty dining is included as part of our brand. I did mention the butler service, and we have shore excursions. I think that's a big draw of what I like about river cruising. You get off the ship, we have bicycles on board available, so you can just ride along the river, explore on your own, or go on a guided tour, if you will. Many times we have multiple options for our guests. Whether you want to, if you're into history, you can go to a cultural museum. If you want to dive into the local destination, you can go meet up with a local family and just kind of do a walking tour of the village that you're visiting that day. If you want a more active experience, we also do that with bicycle tours, maybe a little hike up to one of the castles on the Rhine. It's just a wonderful experience. So you have something new every day, and we offer it complimentary. Again, they're only part of the cruise fare that our guest pays for the Crystal River experience.
So you just plan that ahead of time before you go, like what excursion that you want to do. And I like that as an opportunity for everybody to have the experience that they're looking for. And so you can have a variety of experiences on each of the stops on a 7-night cruise. And how many days on a 7-night cruise are you in port? Like, are you at a destination?
Almost every day, which is, I love, I love that. Obviously the itineraries are planned around the destination, of course, but almost every day you are in port. The big cities, you'll have an overnight usually, right? So the Budapest, the Viennas, the Amsterdams, you'll have an overnight. My favorite stretch of the Danube River is the Wachau Valley, which is a UNESCO heritage site with the most beautiful scenery. And we make sure that we plan that to sail during the afternoon so that you can really enjoy and take in that scenery. And it's just wonderful. So, but yeah, you essentially will have a new port, a new visit every day. And you go explore, and then you come back to your beautiful all-inclusive Crystal luxury experience and move on to the next one, and you get a new village, a new place, beautiful destination the next day.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's great. I love that experience. Some of the theme cruises, if you will, for river, I always talk about Christmas markets. Yes, it's a little cold. Being from Los Angeles, not necessarily something that I'm used to for my vacation, but
right, we're not used to the cold weather.
Exactly.
But you can just layer, right?
Layer up, drink a little bit of Glühwein.
Warm yourself up from the inside out.
Exactly, and you're fine. And it's a truly a magical experience. Just going to those beautiful towns with market and so festive, and every market has its own specialty. And you
Yeah.
just get to, you know, really get a sense of the locals, the traditions of the that destination. It's just a great highlight. So I really recommend it, and it's a great a really popular itinerary for our river cruise experience here at Crystal. And the other one is for the spring, for Tulip Time. For those of you that are wanting to see those beautiful colors of tulips, you have to take advantage of going on the Rhine and the Moselle during the Tulip Time, which is usually starts in March, April into early May. And we have those beautiful itineraries available, 7 night itineraries along the Rhine. Okay,
Got it.
perfect. Now, Anna's favorite, Crystal
Yay.
Yachting.
Well, I should say this is my dream vacation.
Yeah, well, that's, I like that. I like that. So, and I haven't mentioned this, but so given the current circumstances, we have canceled all the sailings through 2020. We are due to resume in January. So starting with the Crystal Esprit, which is our yacht, a small little yacht, she's due to resume on January 16th. She is what she is, a yacht, a beautiful 62 guest count, 1-to-1 staff to guest ratio, less than one actually, with beautiful suites on board. She is truly a small gem with all the luxury experiences that Crystal provides, with beautiful destinations. So the beauty of this yacht is that you can go to off the beaten path, smaller ports, really going to the destination and have an adventure, right? She goes to the Seychelles. So it's a great way to see that destination, just pretty much island hopping on your beautiful yacht. Get off the ship or get off the yacht, go into a Zodiac, enjoy a nice day at the beach with all of our service on board, deliver on the beach with their cocktails made, lounge chairs, have a nice beach day, and then come back onto your yacht and move on to the next small little port. So very similar in terms of the river cruise experience, with smaller ports that are off the beaten path. Few images of the suites, again, beautifully appointed.
But they're rather large.
They're very large. Yeah, absolutely. And again, we can do that because we only have 31 suites, so 62 guests on board. Um, the one thing I like to highlight about this experience on it is that it's very casual, not as formal as what you have on ocean ships. And that's just because of the destinations that you'll travel to, the nature of the experience. So you'll see a lot of shorts. This is perfect for wellness and fitness. We have coaches on board that will provide that and just kind of go onto the deck and have the nice sessions in the morning, get you ready for exploring the beautiful small port or village that day.
Yeah, so this is a true yacht experience, right? So you have the toys to play with, you have,
Mhm.
the chefs on board catering to, the guests, and the staff to guest ratio is very low. So this is the true VIP experience. So if you want to feel like a celebrity, you
Absolutely.
can actually, travel like a celebrity and enjoy all these perks in a luxury environment.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to call it the Hollywood Crystal experience because that's truly what it is. Yeah, so we have the marina in the back. It's just that level of experience. And just quickly on the destinations. So for the Crystal Spree, the first, or from April through October, we do 7 night cruises in the Mediterranean, the Greek islands, the Adriatic. So you'll see Croatia, you'll see the Greek islands, you see Italy. A great way to kind of see smaller ports and just have that yacht experience in that destination. November through December, she goes down to the Arabian Peninsula, so Dubai, Abu Dhabi, and then the first quarter of the year, she's doing January through March. She does 7 night the Seychelles, a beautiful destination where we can also use all of our water toys. By the way, we have kayaks, we have jet skis, we have submersibles. Those toys, I will say, we depend on the local laws and policies, depending on the destination and what we can use. And I can tell you the Seychelles, they're wonderful. They let us use all of them. So if you want to use the all of those toys, you might want to book the Seychelles program on this trip.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And then lastly, we'll talk about the Crystal Endeavor.
Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. The brand new.
Exactly. Yes. Our baby. Our baby that is now she's being pushed back a little bit for inaugural sailing to be May 15th of 2021. Okay. And she is our expedition ship. So it's a new experience for us, but obviously Crystal makes sure that we deliver the high level. So we have all the experts involved in expedition around the world involved in our product. In expedition, if you're not familiar with it, that experience, it's all about adventure. It's going to these remote destinations around the world, bucket list destinations, if you will, that are just incredible. And we go out on an adventure. And with Crystal, what we hope to deliver is luxury on board, Crystal level experience on board with the most beautiful suites, as you can see. The most beautiful areas. The mud room, by the way, is where you will prepare, our guests prepare, get their gear on, their boots on, which we'll have available for all of our guests to get ready for their adventure. This plays into, destinations like Antarctica, where we have to really prepare, gear up, and we can disembark on both sides of the ship so that we can embark and disembark as quickly as possible, because the weather changes drastically within minutes in those destinations. Oh. So that is part of the adventure and part of the thought behind designing the Endeavor for Crystal. But again, I guess the highlight and the best balance for Crystal is luxury on board, fine dining, but then you'll have those beautiful destinations to explore. So I just saw a few.
Like you said, truly for the adventure traveler, right? So the destinations and the experience and the excursions are really for the adventure traveler.
Absolutely. If you're looking for something off the beaten path, an adventure, truly, this is the experience. Yeah. So just a few images. As you can see, lots of large windows because we will be going to beautiful destinations and we want to make sure that our guests are able to see out into the destinations. Equally as important for this experience, Anna, is the expedition leaders that we'll have on board. They are truly going to host each voyage and will be together with a curated team of experts into each destination, whether it is a marine biologists, historians, naturalists. They'll put the plan together to go for this adventure, right? So every sailing will be different. So I'll give it a perfect example. Boris Wise did a presentation for us a few weeks back, and he is an expert. He is the Antarctica guy, the Iceland guy. He finds the small little colonies of penguins around the world, right? So that's the level of experience we'll have. He'll lead the team. He'll lead the guests. We'll go on to a Zodiac, and we start sailing in the peninsulas in Antarctica. And then he'll say, I think this way is good. We'll see some marine life this way, and we'll just go explore. And that's kind of what this experience will be. So we'll have the most amazing and qualified team to lead those expeditions or those adventures on the Crystal Endeavor.
Wow, that's really nice. And that's really a more of immersive experience because you're immersed in the environment that you're in with somebody who knows where to go, what to see. So you're not just on your own trying to figure it out, right? So you have that expert guidance.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's, again, that will be just as equal and as important as having the luxury experience on the ship. So you see some images of what you will get to experience in these expedition cruises. I did mention that we do have complimentary gear that will be part of the expectation building out to your adventure. We'll have your parka, your water bottle, your boots ready for you to go explore, so you don't have to, overpack for that adventure. We'll have that ready for you.
That's fun, and that helps you to have something to get excited about preparing and planning for your trip, right?
Absolutely, and the only way you can get that gear is by booking the expedition experience, right? So I can't fake it and think that I went on an expedition with Crystal by buying it online. It's only available to clients that book the program. I tried already.
You're like, didn't work.
Didn't work. And lastly, these are all the destinations that we'll be sailing to, truly all around the world. Every sailing on the Crystal Endeavor will be different. So one highlight I give to everyone looking into this adventure is take a careful look at each sailing. Of course, look at the dates, but look at the sailings, the ports, because every one will be different. And we'll have a vast array of experiences. True expedition, to Antarctica. You can also have if you don't want to travel that far, you can do Alaska. Alaska is a great itinerary on the Endeavor in 2021. We'll be doing Alaska in a whole different way if you have been to an Alaska cruise. This will be off the beaten path, small little ports, small little bays, go on an adventure for the Alaska experience. We'll also have the Japanese islands. That will be another experience. And yeah, we'll be all over the world. So just take a look at each itinerary to make sure you know what to
Now,
expect.
are these selling out pretty quickly? I would imagine.
Yeah, so that's a very good last point I wanted to make. Yeah, absolutely. Many of the cruises in 2020, as you know, were canceled, but our guests still want to travel. We're all hungry to go and travel again and cruise again. So they're moving to 2021. And then we continue to have great demand for 2021. So these itineraries that are very unique, they are booking fast. So a very good point. You have to grab that space, get planning on it already. And brings me to the last point, perfect transition, because we here at Crystal currently, during this time, we understand that we need to make it very easy for guests and travel advisors to work with us. And given the circumstances, we have a current policy of no money down, deposit later. So essentially what that means is you can make a booking for any of these itineraries for the next 3 years, really. 2021 and 2022 are available. But again, 2021 is selling quickly, so act on it.
Yeah, so if you want to go, book now, right?
Book
Start
now.
thinking about it and book it.
grab that space, and you have a 90-day option to put the deposit down. So you can grab that space, you don't lose it. While we figure out what's going to happen in the world, you have that 90-day period to make the deposit in any of those sailings. Okay. So we'll make it very easy for you to do that, understanding the current circumstances around the world, and hoping that you start planning your cruise, because again, the space is going fast. Yeah, so that's kind of where we are.
So what I like about that is there's not really any risk. So if you're somebody that wants to go on the cruise, you go ahead and book it. You don't have a deposit, you said, for 90 days. If in the event that your cruise itinerary is postponed or canceled, you're well taken care of with this cruise confidence policy. So there's not really the risk. So I know a lot of us have been dreaming about travel and thinking about our favorite trips or where we want to go. So if I'm hearing you correctly, what you're saying is that it's not only time to dream, but it's time to start planning. So if you want to go on any of these cruises, especially like the Yacht or the Expedition, you should probably think about booking it. So then that brings me to the question of, in your opinion, how far in advance should somebody be looking to book in normal circumstances, and then also during this time with the pandemic? How far in advance should you book your cruise?
Yeah, normal circumstances. I would
Loaded
say,
question.
I would say if it's an itinerary that it repeats itself, or we have many sailings that are very similar, I would say within a year. However, what we have now for the next couple of years, we have very unique itineraries. I would for in limited space as well. So for Chris is a little bit different. I will say 100. I'm sorry, a year and a half or 2 years in advance,
Okay.
and that's what we have these programs that have come out earlier than before, because we are seeing that trend of booking early, and we do encourage that. We usually here at Crystal we provide the best pricing when booking in advance. So take advantage of the space, take advantage of the fantastic fares and the current program of no risk at all, and book early. Start
Yeah, because
planning.
that awesome. Because that's a question I get from people too. Like, what are there special prices and overall for the experience? Award-winning luxury cruise line like Crystal,
Mm-hmm.
and everything all included. You're really getting the most bang for your buck. So if you're a listener or someone in the audience right now that have thought of going on an ocean and is looking for a smaller cruise opportunity with a lower number of guests, if you're looking for a luxury award-winning cruise on the river, Crystal has you covered. And if you're looking for the unique things such as the yacht and the expedition, I mean, nobody does it like Crystal. So definitely with the low capacity and with everything that's going on in the world today, if you're looking to go, like, let's book it.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at some itineraries today. Yeah, because I'm looking at that yacht one,
Yes, please join us in in the Seychelles, right?
Oh yeah, that
Um,
looks fabulous.
yeah.
And then I love this picture here with John Ashton.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a
Yeah,
little bit
so
more.
we during this time we again we all try to engage and remain connected with our guests, our Crystal Society members, our past guests. Love, love, love our crew. Love, love, love our programs on board. So one way that we stayed connected is the Crystal at Home, our virtual cruise experience. So every day we launch a Facebook Live video and we put it on Instagram as well and our blog, and it kind of highlights a little bit of the Crystal experience on board. My favorite days are Sundays with Chef John Ashton, who shows us from his kitchen uh, a nice recipe from the Crystal Kitchen, right? From our recipe book. And he is the most amazing personality in the world. He's so funny. He's drinking a nice glass of wine and he's very casual. And that's truly the personality that comes across from our crew. So Sundays are fantastic. And then Thursdays, we do Thursdays. But if you're not into food or the cocktails, you can do wellness Wednesdays, fitness on Wednesdays. We do storytelling on Mondays, and we do performances from our Galaxy Lounge on Fridays. So every day we have something. So it's a good way to kind of just think about what the Crystal experience is and start planning for the future.
Yeah, I like it. And I jump in and I've watched some of John's videos, and you're right,
Yeah.
he's very entertaining. And if you like to cook like I do, it's fun to watch that. And I think you mentioned you like Thirsty Thursdays. So it's kind of fun to watch the person that's making the cocktails. I forget what the word is I'm looking for. Um,
Sommelier.
yes, thank you.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch that. And I know with Crystal that the onboard experience, you touched on it. Not only is it the quality in the service, but you have a lot of the entertainment and enrichment programs that you have on board. And so
Mm-hmm.
this gives you a little glimpse to some of the things that you can experience on board with the chef, with the, cuisine, with the alcohol and entertainment venues on board. So this is something good to whet your appetite if you've never been on Crystal and you kind of want to get a peek into what life on board is like.
Absolutely.
So
Yes, very good point.
So, well, this has been awesome. Did we miss anything? You think we covered it all?
I covered a lot. I covered it all, I think. I really thank you for the opportunity. So anyways, good luck. I think this is a great platform. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I think this has been very informative. I learned a lot about Crystal, and I can see why Crystal is an award-winning brand with all the things that you mentioned today. So Mario, thank you so much for coming on with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Anna. It's been a pleasure. Bye,
Well, thank
everyone.
you. And thank you for watching. This has been Anna's Travel Talk. And if we've inspired you today, hit that subscribe button below. Comment. We'd love to hear from you. And if you subscribe, you'll be notified when we go live with new videos. And we are here every Tuesday with new content. So come back next week. Thank you for watching.